You can feel it the moment something shifts. A conversation tightens, a meeting speeds up, someone's tone changes. Or the opposite, things open up, ideas start flowing. You feel more like yourself. And without thinking, you adjust. You hold pace, you hold back, you lean in. You match the mood. Most people think that's awareness, but it's not. It's unconscious agreement. Because you don't just notice what's happening, you start becoming part of it. The question is, are you choosing that, or is it choosing you? Welcome back to the Motivated Savages podcast, where we live bold, lead fearless, and ignite our path forward. I'm Jody Savage, and today we're talking about something most people feel but rarely call it out. Energy. Not as an idea, as something you experience all day long. In conversations, in decisions, and in the way people show up around you. And more importantly, in the way you show up in response. Because sometimes things pull you down, and sometimes they lift you up. But either way, you're participating in it. You're already experiencing this. Think about how quickly things can change. One comment can shift your mood. One interaction can throw off your entire focus. One person can either drain you or sharpen you. And it works both ways. You've had days where everything feels dreary, and days where everything seems to click. Same you, different experience. That's not random. You're constantly responding to what's happening around you. Not just your thoughts, but your state. Pay attention to this. What kinds of situations pull you out of your best state? And what kinds of situations seem to bring it out of you without effort? What's happening around you doesn't stay separate from you. It moves through you. Pressure builds and spreads. Frustration builds and spreads. But so does clarity. So does momentum. So does confidence. You've seen one person throw off the rhythm of an entire conversation. And you've seen one person bring everything back into focus. That influence is always happening. Most people don't decide how they're going to show up. They adjust in real time. They let the tone of the conversation shape their voice. The pace of the moment shape their thinking. They let the mood of others determine how much of them shows up. Sometimes that works in their favor. Sometimes it doesn't. But either way, they're not leading it. They're following it. The shift is simple. You stop reacting in the moment, and you start deciding ahead of it. Not, what's this going to feel like? But, how am I going to show up no matter what? That decision changes the moment. Because now you're not waiting to see what happens. You're setting the tone for how you move through it. Because your system is built to sync. When things speed up, you speed up. When things feel tense, you tighten. When things feel good, you relax into it. You ride the wave. And most of the time, you don't even realize you're doing it. So instead of choosing your state, you inherit one. You can interrupt that. You can catch the moment something starts to pull you and decide, I'm staying clear here. I'm slowing this down. I'm not feeding into that. And just as important, you can recognize when something feels good and choose to build on it. Bring more focus, more presence, more intention. You're no longer just responding, you're shaping how things unfold. I saw this play out in real time this week. Brian had a moment where something clicked. He realized he didn't have to take on everything happening around him. He could choose how he showed up. He could adjust his energy. He could decide who he was going to be instead of reacting in the moment. And once he saw that, he started doing it. Small shifts. Handling conversations differently. Catching himself when something started to pull him in. Not feeding into things he normally would have. And here's what stood out to him. He didn't just stop getting pulled into what wasn't working. He started leaning into what was. He built on the good moments. He stayed present when things felt right. Same people, same situations, but he moved through it differently. And he came home one night energized. He was excited. He told me, I just channeled my inner Jody. And I laughed because I knew exactly what he meant. He didn't change his environment. He changed his response to it. I'm not sure I've ever seen him so happy. Not because everything went perfectly, but because he wasn't being pulled in every direction anymore. He was choosing where his energy went. Now let's pause here just for a moment. I want you to think about your last few days. How much of your experience was shaped by what was happening? And how much was shaped by how you responded to it? That's what this is about. It's not about controlling everything around you. It's not about pretending things don't affect you. It's about recognizing. You don't have to carry everything you come into contact with. And you don't have to wait for things to feel right to be at your best. You can bring that with you. So today, pick one moment you would normally react. A conversation, a decision, a situation that usually pulls you in. And before it happens, decide, how am I showing up here? Then follow through. If things get tense, stay steady. If things get negative, don't feed it. And if things are going well, don't just enjoy it. Add to it. Be more present. Be more intentional. Bring more clarity and watch what shifts. Not just around you, but within you. Because the moment you stop reacting to what's happening and start deciding how you move through it, you take back your power. You don't just experience your environment, you influence it. You don't just feel energy, you direct it. I'm Jody Savage, and this is the Motivated Savages podcast. Live bold, ignite your path. That's the Savage way. If this message resonated, share it with someone who's ready to stop being pulled by everything around them and start choosing who they are in it. And if you want to carry this message with you, check out our merch line at motivatedsavages.com. We've designed gear to remind you to live bold every day. Together, we're building the Savage community, a movement of people choosing purpose, growth, and bold living.